Imagine a quiet spring night in rural Illinois, the moon casting long shadows over cornfields. In April 1973, an unsuspecting farming community would experience something beyond belief. Reports began to trickle in from Enfield, Illinois, a tiny town of just 750 people, about an unearthly creature roaming the darkness. An eerie tale was unfolding, and it all started with one man. It was around 10 p.m. on April 25th, 1973. World War II veteran Henry McDaniel had just returned home when he heard scratching at his front door. Heart pounding, he grabbed a flashlight and rifle and stepped into the night. In the flashlight beam stood something in his yard. Henry later described it as 3 legs, 2 little short arms, and 2 pink eyes as big as flashlights, standing roughly 4.5 feet tall and grayish-colored. Frozen with fear, McDaniel fired 4 shots at the creature. He insisted one bullet hit the beast. It hissed like a wildcat and bounded away, covering 50 feet in 3 terrifying jumps. When the police arrived, they found something even stranger: footprints in the soft earth, dog-like pads, but each with 6 toe prints. The state trooper on the scene later said Henry appeared rational and sober. Henry remained convinced this was no ordinary animal. "If they do find it," he warned reporters, "they will find more than one, and they won't be from this planet." Word of the bizarre encounter spread fast. By morning, newspapers across Illinois were buzzing. Enfield had its own monster. Locals whispered theories. One neighbor, a 10-year-old boy named Greg Garrett, had claimed earlier that night the creature had trampled his feet and shredded his shoes. Under pressure, Greg later admitted he'd invented that story just to tease reporters. Still, the core of Henry's report was undeniable. A strange gray figure at the door, shots fired, and 6-toed prints left behind. Skeptics in the tiny town were skeptical, to say the least. Even the waitress at the local cafe quipped she doubted the whole story. As days passed, the suspense only grew. Then on May 6th, McDaniel called a local radio station with another harrowing claim. He said the creature reappeared at 3 a.m. on an old railroad trestle near his home. WWKI Radio's news director, Rick Rainbow, answered the call. Within hours, a small expedition, Rick and a volunteer hunter named Ed Phillips, armed with tranquilizer guns, descended on Enfield. For 2 nights, they scoured the woods, even recording distant wailing cries. They later reported seeing a large ape-like figure in an abandoned shed near McDaniel's place. Though shaken, no one got a photo. The creature vanished whenever they approached. Tension mounted. On the night of May 8th, the hunt reached a fever pitch. Sheriff's deputies were called to investigate reports of gunshots in the woods. They found 5 young men, all from out of town, armed with rifles and shotguns. The men claimed they were hunting the Enfield monster. 2 of them even said they had seen a gray, hairy creature dart into the underbrush as they fired. The sheriff was less impressed. He later dismissed the episode as an overblown spectacle. "Just boys out drinking and raising hell," he said. The 5 were charged with hunting violations, and the impromptu monster hunt was essentially over. Then a twist. On May 16th, a letter arrived from Elyria, Ohio, to a town that didn't even have a newspaper. The writer was a man named Alan Yorkshire. In his letter, Yorkshire claimed the monster was actually his kangaroo, Macy, who had escaped or been stolen years ago. He even offered a $500 reward for its return. Suddenly, this shocking revelation swept through Enfield. Could a kangaroo with a long tail, looking like a 3rd leg, explain the 3-legged hopping creature? Henry McDaniel was adamant it was not a kangaroo. He'd once owned one himself while serving in Australia. He insisted the monster was something else entirely. And so the theories swirl. Was the Enfield monster just a misunderstood Australian marsupial on the loose? A hoax playing on local fears? Or something beyond our understanding? Even today, researchers debate the case. Sociologists have cited Enfield as an example of group hysteria, while cryptozoologists wonder if an undiscovered primate wandered out of the darkness. Some points remain unexplained. Six-toed tracks, multiple witness reports, that eerie hiss. In the end, the beast simply disappeared, never seen again. No carcass, no definitive proof, just a legend that refuses to fade. What do you think really happened that night in Enfield? Was it a rogue kangaroo named Macy, a circus escapee, or something far more strange? Share your theories in the comments below. And if you're hungry for more chilling mysteries from the unexplained corners of history, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. We have plenty of eerie stories yet to tell.